Provided a copy of the paper for you, just so that you can read along with my questions. Some of these questions can be quite lengthy. They kind of build on each other, so just in case you're a visual person, you want to gain a better understanding, you're more than welcome to read along as well. Now, the first thing I would like to do for the camera here is please state your name. You're welcome to remain anonymous through the use of a pseudonym if you like. You can also change this later if you like, but please state your full name for the camera.
My name's Joe Rimbo, but I usually just go by Rimbo, so just go with that.
Perfect. Rimbo. Okay. Please state the company that you work for.
I work for Microsoft at a specialty retail store location, which is a kiosk in the middle of the mall at Flatiron Crossing, right here in Boulder.
Nice. What's your title at Microsoft?
So I'm technically a product advisor, but I'm currently in what's called a career experience, which is a temporary role to fill a position that's needed for a short period of time as an assistant manager.
Awesome. Okay. That's kind of cool. How many people do you regularly interact with during the average work week? Meaning your employees, people around you, managers, bosses. How many people do you usually work with?
So being at an employee level, because it's a kiosk store, there's not too many employees that work there. There's about 9 of us total. And usually 1 or 2 of those 9 are off per day. So generally I see most of my coworkers on a regular basis. And then customer-wise, it really just depends on the day. Weekends are generally a lot busier than during the week. So there's some days during the week I'll talk to maybe 1 customer if I'm lucky. And there's some days where I'll talk to so many I can't even count them.
Okay, nice. Okay, so you have about 9 to 10 people that you work with. Maybe 8 to 10, something like that. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty small. So you guys are pretty tight.
Pretty tight knit team.
Nice. How long have you been with Microsoft?
The end of this month will be 7 months.
7 months. Nice. All right. So just for the camera, this interview is for an exercise in a course that I am taking this semester. For the purposes of this exercise, do you consent to being interviewed and recorded? Please answer this question in complete sentence.
Well, considering I majored in media and was on camera constantly throughout my college experience,
oh,
absolutely.
Really? That's awesome. Cool.
So yeah, totally cool with it, totally comfortable with it, not an issue at all. So
great.
We're good to go there.
Awesome. All right. Before we begin, I'd like to make it transparent that you should not feel that there is no right or a wrong answer to any of these questions, or that you're being judged based on your views. I would appreciate it if you do your best to answer each question as honestly and as intuitively as possible without the fear of being judged. You don't have to appeal to anybody here. I'm not judging you. All right. So I would like to learn about your experience of gender in the workplace. Can you describe where you work in as much detail as possible? You said it's a kiosk mall.
So yeah, it's a pretty small kiosk, honestly, probably about the size of the room that we're in right now.
Really?
It's kind of a rule where we try to stay what we call outside of the box. So we try to be, kind of outside of the kiosk to be able to greet customers.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty tight knit area, so we're in pretty close quarters with most of my coworkers and other customers at all times.
Very cool. Awesome. All right. Can you describe a typical day? Like, what kind of activities do you guys do?
Depends on, what shift I'm working. I'm either closing or I'm opening. If I'm opening, I start off with opening duties, making sure that the store gets unlocked, that, I count the cash, make sure that I do like a cash audit, make sure we're on, make sure our inventory is on, we do an inventory count. So what's called a stand-up sheet, it gives us like our budget for the day and like promotions going on, some other metrics that we use to measure our store, stuff like that. And then once the store is all set, prepped, and ready to go, we open the store through the point of sale system, and then we'll flip the lights on and we're ready to go for the day. And then usually, either customers start rolling in and we start focusing on interactions and our experiences, trying to demo things for customers, help them out with issues they may be having. And if not, then there's other tasks always to do around the store. We could be learning more. So there's points where you're just sitting there and reading articles and learning, or sometimes, as a manager, there's other things I have to do, such as, running business deals, doing deal reg, things like that, shipping things in and out.
Okay.
Receiving packages. A lot of paperwork is involved occasionally. And then when it's closing shift, I'll come in and start off with doing a lot of those tasks and end the night with closing duties, which same thing, but just vice versa, putting things away, making sure the store's locked up, closing the point of
Yeah.
sale system, counting cash again to verify that we're at the proper number to end the night, and if we're not doing a cash drop or researching why there's a cash variance, and then turn the lights off and leave.
Well, that sounds like you're a pretty busy guy. Thanks for,
Yeah,
thanks for meeting with me.
gets busy as a manager, there's always something to do.
Awesome. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool though. So who are your coworkers? What kind of activities do they do? Do they do same activities as you? Similar? A little bit of discrepancy?
To a certain extent, being that it's a specialty store, there's not too much role separation.
Yeah.
There's, we have our store manager who's the top manager,
Okay.
3 or 4 assistant managers, and the rest of the employees are product advisors. And each level has its own level of responsibility, but a lot of the tasks at times can be similar. Product advisor's job is to interact with the customer and give them demos, sell devices, and troubleshoot issues.
Okay.
There's times where, as a manager, that I'm doing those same things, and then there's times where product advisor is not an interaction, and we need some help doing things like checking in packages or some paperwork, things like that. So then we'll log them into the system under our alias and allow them to help us out with those things.
Nice. Awesome. All right. So, now, what kind of activities do men do, and what activities do women do? Is there much separation in your workplace between the contributions between genders?
To be honest, at where I work, there's not too much, just because it is a lot more role-based. We have female product advisors and male product advisors, and both of them are focusing on their experiences, their demos, their sales. And then we have female and male managers, and they're doing the same managerial type things. Mm-hmm. But we do have our areas of responsibility, and we do kind of dabble in all of those areas and try to help each other out. But other than that, not really. No.
Okay. Awesome.
We're all pretty much doing similar stuff.
Yeah, you guys are all on the same page.
We do a lot of teamwork stuff. So oftentimes we're just working together on things. It's not like hey, she's going to do this while he does this. It's oftentimes hey, we're going to work together on this and make sure that this task gets completed.
Okay, yeah, kind of like you were saying. There's very little role separation. Mm-hmm. Would that be a little bit different in like a full line store as well?
Slightly it is, because they have what's called an answer desk. That's where the tech appointments and stuff like that happens. They have a special business team that handles just business, whereas our store, we kind of all try to help out business. We do have a manager that takes on the lead role with the business stuff, but we're always all helping. Like today, our business specialist, he had an order that he sold and mm-hmm. Did it through a purchase order and an invoice, and then passed the rest off to me, and I had to go put it in our customer resource management system and package it up and ship it out for him. So there's a lot, like I said, especially so there's a lot of teamwork, whereas even at a full-line store, there is a lot of teamwork, but there are more defined roles where you do have a little bit more of a focus area.
Okay. Yeah, so you're kind of doing like pieces and bits of
we get to do a little bit of everything, whereas whatever your area of responsibility at full line is pretty much for the most part all you do. From what I've heard, I haven't worked on, but I know some people that have, and there's times where they're doing a little bit of a couple other things, but for the most part it's more.
Oh, that sounds really cool. At least nothing ever gets like too monotonous.
Yeah.
It's at least you're changing things up. It's people don't get bored. That's cool. So can you tell me about a time that your own gender or the gender of a coworker was an issue within this within Microsoft?
To be honest, there's not really a time I can think of. Our team's really tight-knit. Everyone really gets along really well.
That's good.
So there hasn't really been too many issues actually at work really at all. To be honest, there's the occasional, someone makes a comment and a female feels uncomfortable over it and it's addressed and, like, hey, you can't say that, it's not cool. There was, somebody present that didn't want to hear that, and then it's like, okay, I'm sorry, and we kind of get past it. And it's never anything bad, it's just, typical banter at work kind of thing. Mm-hmm. We're just talking.
Yeah, people make mistakes, they say silly things.
And it's not even ever anything that is very, it's nothing that's ever like racial or sexist or anything like that. It's usually just some stupid comment that it's like, hey, regardless if it's a female or a male, like you need to tone it down and not talk about it or whatnot. It's just not appropriate for the workplace. But other than that, not really. Everyone gets along pretty well.
Gender. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.